could be a ding-dong quarter. 11-9, lead Richmond 9-9. Tigers have had a long haul on the way back, but they've come up to within 2 goals. The first half of this quarter could be that a quick goal to Richmond will give them a lift in spirits. There's a free kick going their way anyway, to be taken by Bond. His boot goes out towards the ball goes out towards the forward pocket. Loft's in front of Clay. Clay's got past him. Now Loft hangs on. Hall clears, gets it across goals. A long kick. Out on the full. Yes, it is. It's going to come back. And Richmond, if they can score from here, would be a goal down. I don't expect a score from this kick, but I do expect that they'll put everything in trying to get a goal. A long kick. By jeepers, it's going to be close anyway. It's hit the post, or is it a mark to Clay? It's a mark to Clay. He's run around while they're arguing. He's dobbed it, but the umpire has made him come back to have another kick. Waite was arguing with the goal umpire. Clay was quick to seize the opportunity. He's kicked 5 goals since being moved to full forward. If he kicks this, Richmond are a goal down, and it could be a big comeback for the Tigers. Well, it's no goal. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full. Well, Richmond badly wanted that. It would have given their spirits a big lift.
Back to the centre line for Nicholls.
Oh no, I don't think so. Samoa, 5 goals isn't a bad effort.
I think he's at the full forward position for another week or 2 yet now.
We'll go along with that.
Kicked up towards the half-back line by Carlton. Player scrambling for it, nobody able to pick it up. Roger Dean gets pulled around the neck, must get a free kick. Well, this is where an experienced player can prove his worth, because when the pressure's on as it is now, if he drives this goal home, this might be the tonic that the Richmond players need to find that extra yard or 2 for the next 20 or 25 minutes. Looks good. Right through the middle. Another goal to Richmond.
From the skipper, a goal that could lift his side from doldrum to victory. From the depths of despair comes man's greatest achievements at times. And I'll tell you what, Richmond were in the depths of despair halfway through the second term when they were nearly 9 goals down. A goal the difference. And everything set for a big last quarter. Nicholls moves into position, but Green still got the knockdown. Richmond come forward. Hall's in the way, getting the free kick. Lofts has been moved from full back by the look of it to centre half-back. Kay's down at full back. Oh, good mark, Croswell. Came into position beautifully to take that mark. A good kick too from Hall. Croswell drives it deep into the forward zone. Jones at the back stretches up to the skies. Doesn't bring the ball down, but Jesaulenko brings the Carlton house down as he dobs another goal for them, and that's his 5th. So he joins Dick Clay as a leading goal kicker in the match. He restores a 2-goal advantage to Carlton. Jesaulenko this season has been in pretty good form in front of the big sticks. Kicked 6 in last week, 9 in the first week, and up to date he's got 5 today. So Jesau's just brought up his 20th goal for the season. This is Dean coming away with the ball. Wasn't sighted in the first half. Or in the first term, I should say. Barry Gill, safe in defence for Carlton. The last line of it. In the back pocket position. You're watching football on the Golden 9 as Croswell takes a golden mark. Golden, that is, in the eyes of the Carlton supporters. A long kick from Croswell. He's a good kick. Gets the ball up onto the half-forward line. It's Bergen with it. Ian Nicholls sends them forward. Owen and Jackson doing battle. Backing up was Francis Bourke. The whistle had gone. Owen's going to get a free kick. So Richmond will get from defence into attack. It should go across the centre line.
Owen to take the kick at the centre half-back position. Puts it well over the centre line. Croswell can't reach it for Carlton. Hopkins gathers it in, handballs it out towards the wing position. Bond is after it for Carlton, forcing it round the boundary. Showing plenty of pace. Gathers in the ball and drives it right into the teeth of goal, where Jewell gathers in the ball for Richmond and hops through another goal. Now it's all.
On goal, the difference again. It could be a cliffhanger, a spine tickler and a ding-dong bat.
You've been taking elocution lessons, Jim.
I've just been catching up on my reading. This quarter could be the best quarter of the match as far as closest of the scores is concerned. And if you're watching it on NWS 9 or in Vietnam, we hope you enjoy it. Football on the Golden 9. Robertson's been given a chance by Nicholls. He's given Jackson a chance too, but he'll need a ton of pace. Jackson's not at all popular with the Carlton or the Richmond supporters at this particular end of the stand. A chance for Bourke, and Jesaulenko beats him to it. Now Bourke backs up and gets in front of Jesaulenko and forces the ball across the line and gets a free kick. I don't know. I'll tell you what, luck's a fortune. I wish I could have that much luck in Tats. There's a kick from Bourke, going around the boundary line, giving Green a chance. Oh, Croswell's up high, couldn't mark it. Dean came through, lost the ball. The umpire was unsighted by the pack of players. A chance here for Thomas to clear for Richmond. He kicks it high. Nicholls is flying, the only one who does so, and he takes the mark. And what's this big kick? Or usually this fella's a big kick. No difference on this occasion. Oh, Jones hurdles out. Came out like the Apollo, only probably a little bit quicker. Jesaulenko's complaining. The free kick's going his way. I don't know what for. I haven't got the faintest idea. I think most of the crowd haven't as much either. If anyone deserves a free kick there, it was Jones. He was pushed out, no risk. Jesaulenko's kick 5. The difference is 1 goal. Can he make it 2 and bring up his 6th? If he kicks this, it will give him an average of 7 per match for this season to date. And listen to the crowd go crook as he prepares to kick. And he's kicked fairly accurately, I think. Yes, accurately enough for us.
Well, I don't like to see players get goals from those sort of free kicks. Do you, Jim?
Well, Simo, we couldn't see it. Let's be quite honest about it. We nominated Jones. It came out, as I said, like the Apollo 7. Probably a bit quicker, the Apollo 13. But that one we just couldn't pick. And neither could most of the crowd, judging by the roar of disgust that came from them.
Back to the centre of the ground. Players finding a little bit extra now that the pressure's on. Jones gets the ball away for Carlton. Ian Nicholls dodges round, gets it down into the forward zone again for Carlton. Jesaulenko. Robert Wall picks up the ball, handballs over to John Nicholls, who's sitting at the goal square. He had no trouble to put another one through for Carlton. And they breathe a sigh of relief.
Well, that could be the clincher. It's made the difference now. 3 goals. Nearly 10 minutes gone. The final term underway, and Carlton lead by 3 goals. Richmond's recovery may have taken a lot out of them. It's been a hot day here in Melbourne. Hard grounds, and you've got to work hard to make up a deficit of 8 or 9 goals. If Carlton get another score, another goal, I'd say you could say goodnight nurse. Oh, Northey threw himself, launched himself into space there. Goes the pass, looking for Clay, who's led away. Penal's on him, but Clay couldn't control the ball. It's across the line. Lofts has been moved to centre half back, and yet he started off this match in dashing form, annihilating Eric Moore. And then it was his turn to become the victim, and he was annihilated by Clay. Barry Gill streaks away, gets grabbed, through the ball, will lose the opportunity and give the free kick the other way. Royce Hart is the recipient. And if Richmond get another goal from this attack, well, the game's still on. If Carlton are the next to score a goal, big kick, but it's not accurate. It's out of bounds on the full, and it's easy for Carlton to clear. The free kick will go and be taken by Waite.
I was about to put the moz on him and say he'd probably kick this goal because he can do that, always out from that position.
Well, it was plenty of distance but no accuracy, and there's a kick from Waite. It came from the free. Lofts in the middle of the pack, almost brought it down, but I think it could be paid to Richmond. No, it's not going to be paid to anyone. A line ball, said umpire Ian Arzo, and a ball up on Richmond's half-forward line. Mike Green gets a tap down, gives it the Hart, a right foot this time, but it went straight to Nicholls. It lacked distance. He was not full stretch when he kicked it. Nicholls goes for the run, sends the ball into the open spaces. Bourke trying to lift himself to get to the ball. He does so. Sends it back into Richmond's forward zone. Hart's Clay's there rather. There's a 4-1 against him. He didn't have much chance of winning out on that occasion at all, but he's battling on well. He's trying to beat Waite. Waite's got a bit too much pace and too much size, but you wouldn't want to know. Well, he's not a David, but he's no big fella either. He's got it upfield, and a beautiful, courageous grave and good mark has been taken here by Bartlett. 5 yards from goal. Well, he should dub it. It'll make Richmond 2 goals down if he does, and they're still in the game. Five yards from goal, Bartlett lets fly and notches another.
Barry Gill won't be very happy with himself over allowing Bartlett to kick that goal because he didn't make a very determined effort to stop him, I didn't think.
In the third term, when Richmond were on the comeback trail, they dominated the air. They took 32 marks to 17. Their statistics supplied by John Halley. And it's football with statistics and running commentary on the Golden Nine.
Ball up again in the centre. There's Big Jones who gets a push in the back, but play on, says the umpire. Kicked up towards the Richmond forward line, where McKay of Carlton and Gill are fighting for the ball. Eventually it's Gill who gathers in the ball and will drive it well up towards centre half forward. Mike Green of Richmond flies, can't pick it in. Jewell of Carlton and Armstrong eventually gathers it in, kicks it up towards the forward pocket where Jesaulenko in front of Richardson, no more than 30 yards out from goal. If he can get the accuracy, we'll have no trouble in getting the distance. No, he's missed it. 1 point only to the Blues.
But it does mean that Richmond need 3 kicks to grab the lead. 2 goals, 1 down. Jesaulenko has kicked 6 goals. He's kicked 4 points also. He's taken 7 marks. On the kick-off, no one's marked. Hopkins wins out, but Carlton, under a lot of pressure, punches the ball back. Oh, Moore let it go through his legs. Tried to get around Jones and certainly did that, but didn't have the ball when he went. Strong mark there, taken by Bourke. Long kick, looking for Northey. He hasn't been sighted much. I marked him absent at half-time. And look at Waite dash through. The long dash, it was about 25 yards. Owen should mark and did so safely. Realised he was clear. Got the time to gain a few yards. Does so, gets the ball out to the wing position. Hopkins got the run of the ball now. If he can control it, he does. Steadies, goes the pass, looking for Croswell. It eluded 3 players, didn't bounce at any of them. It's been a game of mistakes on many occasions. Bourke gets it right out to where Hart's on his own. Now he's got time to steady. Does so, sends a long one downfield, but it wasn't well directed. Plays there, so is Pennell. And Pennell was given a better opportunity, I'd say, by Hart from that kick. It didn't give Clay much of a chance, and Pennell brought off a good mark. Oh, and a good kick looking for Jones. Didn't quite give him a chance to mark, but got it directly to where he was. Moore grabs it for Richmond, sends them back into attack. Here's a chance for Clay, he's in front. Oh, Pennell up high goes the punch, and a big punch too. It's out of bounds for a throw-in.
Pennell's doing a good job on Clay since he's been moved to full-back. Playing a heady game, punching it away when he's not in the right position. Thrown in by the umpire, nobody can gather in the ball. Kicked back by Carlton onto their half-back line. Forced out towards the boundary, but Barry Gill of Carlton will kick it well down towards the centre wing position. No. Gone out of bounds on the full, so it will be a kick for Richmond.
Richmond have brought McInnes off the field. He's not injured, but he did not perform any better than the chap he replaced in Ronaldson, so they must have one of their reserves on. We'll pick him up as soon as we can. It'll either be Pearden or Cloak. It looks as though another one could be coming on as the runner goes out to the field. Carlton clear through the agency of Chandler. Get it up to the centre field position. Bourke's in trouble, but got out of it. Didn't get the free kick for being grabbed after he got rid of the ball. He's got a lot of toe and a lot of guts. Plays on, gets the ball upfield. Clay almost marked, but I think it's going to go Carlton's way. I think perhaps we were hoping it would be a Clay mark, not because we're biased, but because he's put on such a good performance. But it was Vin Waite's mark. He's trying to find Hopkins with it, and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. Well, Barassi will be doing some mental exercise there and saying, well, that'll be another lap for you, I'd reckon, at this stage of the game. Richmond back into attack again. Clay got bustled out of the way well and truly. This is Chandler. Now it's Pennell, and he's grabbed subtly. The ball was knocked away from him. He didn't drop it. And the whistle's gone for a ball up, I think. With 2 goals, 1 the difference. Richmond have got 1 reserve on the field, and we still haven't been able to pick him up. No one went with Nicholls. Oh, lots of fortune. Fortune favours the brave, but not on that occasion. A goal to Richmond's Roger Dean. 2 goals to Dean in this quarter. Is it captain's effort?
Well, these are the players that are able to lift you when the pressure is on. Well out of the game early in the match, and now he's becoming a danger man. Well, Carlton are probably saying ring the bell, and Richmond are saying leave it a little bit longer.
Well, let's look at the time. It's 17 minutes into the term, so there's 8 minutes to go plus time on.
I think John Nicholls and Mike Green go for the ball. It's Green who eventually gets it down for Carlton. Robertson in lots of trouble for Carlton. Handballs it. Punched on here by Carlton, but it's Thomas. Gets it back towards us to Roger Dean. He handballs it over to Tony Jewell. He kicks it well in towards goal. Pennell touches the ball, and it runs over the line for 1 point for the Tigers.
And that's the point they wanted. 1 goal the difference now, and the ball won't go back to the centre. So they've got a chance perhaps from the kick-off to get the goal, and it's becoming a cliffhanger once again. The Tigers have fought back like real Tigers. They've shown a thing or two. Oh, not almost taken by Bond. Kicked off the ground by Hopkins at Carlton. Green and Nicholls with Bartlett backing up. Too fast for the big fella John Nicholls. Goes the pass, it wasn't a good one, but Northey's in front. He steadies, he turns and sends a long one towards goal. They're standing and applauding. A great comeback by the Tigers. For the first time this season, they're starting to look like it.
You just watch the Tigers find that extra yard or two there.
But when you can sniff victory in the wind and you're coming home with a wet sail and the other team's dragging, don't you seem to find that extra yard? It's a cliffhanger now, and if the Tigers carry it off, what a victory it's been to come from nearly 9 goals down in the second term. A long, hard road back. Nicholls used his experience to the full. Gets the ball forward. Wall punches it forward. Gives Hopkins a chance. A hand punch up the way of Nicholls. He got through 3 players. He turns onto his left foot. Drives her home with a big left foot kick. It's going to roll out of bounds before Jones can get there. But Carlton are now in attack. Halfway through the second term, you could have said shut the gate. It's all over. Carlton looked as though they were going to go on with the business and inflict a crushing defeat. They haven't. Knocked out by Jones to Jesaulenko, a snap, but a mark will be taken here by Beard. Right in the goal square. A big kick, and Owens on his own. Carlton now appear to be the team that's a bit rattled, and Richmond are full of running. Out to the wing position, Walls and Jewell. Walls punches, but backing up was Bourke. He's tackled but gets his boot to it. Sends it upfield. Man in front is the reserve that came on 41. He lost the ball. It's given at Kevin Hall a chance for a run. Nicholls had a big kick, and that's what it is, a long kick. Cloaks on the field for Richmond. Jesaulenko left puts it upfield. Beard and Jones, a 2-out duel with racing in Thomas, and well shepherded there by Theodore. Thomas nearly muffed it, but he had all the time in the world. He gives it to Owen. He bounced it in the back pocket. That's dangerous. Has a big kick. Walls should mark the Carlton and send them back into attack. A short pass, good play and good thinking by the lad. Across to Armstrong, a long kick from this Youngster playing only his 7th or 8th league game. No one could mark it. It's Beard coming through. Wasn't sighted in the first half. A chance here for Jewell to mark. Richmond will come across the centre line. Cloak is on for Richmond. Oh, beautiful pass to Dean, all on his own. Richmond come forward, full sail for home. Gill tried to mark, couldn't, but he recovers quickly. Slams the ball around to the wing position. A long run for Hopkins. Bond is with him. Man at the back. Bond recovers. Hopkins didn't. Bond has one bounce. He's got time for another. Decides against it. Lets a big kick go. Lost is moving in a position, so is Clay. No one can mark it. Ball grabs it. He's tackled. And centre sent sprawling, but a fair bump I thought from Lost, but the umpire doesn't. Umpire Archer has set in the back, and Simo's shaking his head, and I'll go along with him. Higgs.
You know, these technical free kicks are
Was it in the back or not, Simo, in your opinion? It was a fair bump for mine. It was a hip bump. So how the heck can you get a bloke in the side with the hip and be paid in the back? All right, a chance for Moore to put Richmond to dizzy heights. They haven't been in front all day, apart from the first minute when they kicked the point. Now he's put them in front by a solitary point, but they're in front. 21 minutes into the term, Richmond hit the front for the first time since the first quarter.
Now put the ball into play for Carlton. Drives it well out onto the outer flank. No Carlton player there. Big John Nicholls eventually managed to get it down, but it's Bartlett for Richmond. Will take a free kick.
Carlton now are bringing on one of their reserves. He's wearing number 50. I don't know who the heck that'd be, because he wasn't a selected reserve. Thornley and Hurst were selected reserves. Number 50 in their list of players is O'Connell. Richmond in attack. Carlton defenders stand firm on this occasion as Hall wins the ball. Gets it upfield. A chance for Robertson. It didn't bounce to him. Dean's in front, or was in front of Croswell. Croswell comes downfield. Gives it back to Hall. They didn't gain anything. They do now as Hall gets it up towards the centre. Man in front is a Richmond mark, and it looks like the big sticky fingers of Mike Green. How many is that he's taken? 10 marks. Nearest to him is Hart. He's taken 9. For Carlton, Jesaulenko's taken 7, and Croswell's taken 7. A big kick from Green. A chance for the man at the back. It was Tony Jewell waiting down. In comes Smythe. Tries to beat the extra man. Couldn't, but still got his boot to the ball. A fumble. It could be costly. But Loss comes in. Saves that A for Carlton. Gets the ball across the Hall. Hall in turn kicks it blindly. It goes straight to Bourke. He's got chance to steady, and he's kicked the goal, I think. Oh, it's not on the line. It makes no difference, goal or not. It will be now. This will be a certain goal from Eric Moore. Well, at quarter time, half time, you could have had 10-1 about Richmond pulling this one out of the fire, and it looks as though they might now. The goal here will make them 7 points ahead. He's missed it. It's unbelievable. Oh, he's been given it. That's the hottest thing you've ever seen. That was beaten by a mile. Moore knew it was. He just threw his hands up in the air and has been given a goal. It could mean 4 points. We'll replay that in the last quarter tonight, and we'll do it possibly on video disc. If that's a goal, I'm off my head. Look at Ben White go for it. If that's a goal, it's, I mean, C&G's, I am cross-eyed, and I think I'm 3/4 blind as well. Oh, I think this will be talked about if there's only a match, a point or two in it at the end of the match. It's back to the centre. 7 points the difference on the scoreboard. Richmond come forward again. Oh, the mark by Moore. How he got that goal, I'll never know, because he certainly didn't kick it. I wonder if he kicks this one, if they'll give it a point and even up, because they should. Francis Bourke has come off. He's not injured, but he's played a tremendous game. There's the kick. This time it is a point, and that is what will be registered. 8 points the difference. In Would You Believe, Richmond's favour. It's hard to believe. Hurst is getting ready to come on. O'Connell's number 50, according to the record. He's already on for Carlton. Richmond have got both of their reserves on. Time's running out. We've nearly hit the time on period. The ball up on Richmond's half-forward line.
Well, I think the Tigers have got the smell of victory in their nostrils now, as Jackson has taken off for Carlton. Kicked up towards Richmond's forward pocket area, where it's Moore with the ball again. Drives it right into the teeth of goal. Wait for Carlton, punches it down, but it's Northey of Richmond who pops it into the goal mouth, but Pennell On his own, takes in a well-judged mark. He kicks it out to Ian Nicholls, who drops the easiest of marks. Is on his wrong foot, will be lots of trouble here. Kicks it on towards the half-back flank. Nobody able to gather in a mark. Oh,
This is Hurst.
New player Hurst of Carlton, and Owen is not going to give him the ball either. Popped it on the ground and ran back to cover his opponent.
15 yards will be applied, and correctly so on this occasion. I'm not arguing about that at all. This is Hurst, almost from the centre wing. Gets Carlton into attack. They're trailing by 8 points. Mike Green's in there for Richmond. Couldn't mark it. A chance for Nicholls. He taps it out, giving Armstrong a chance, but he tried the Bourke, didn't hold his footing, loses the ball, but might get the free kick. No, it's gone the other way. They can't pick him some out. Neither can you. Richmond found it easy to get the ball out there to Sheedy, and he now, with his experience, steadies the game. We're into the time-on period. Time could be running out now for Carlton, and for the rest of the match it was the other way.
Ball kicked out onto the outer flank, and it'll go over the line and out of there. This is just what Richmond want, of course, to see that clock tick away and the siren to go. Mike Green gets the ball down for Richmond, but it's Chandler of Carlton who picks it up and will kick it out of bounds on the full, which is just what Carlton don't want. Can't afford to waste time at this stage of the game. Barry Richardson, no doubt taking his time. Should get it well down past the centre line. Oh, Barry Gill of Carlton marks unopposed. Will drive it right in toward
pocket player on the half-forward line.
Poor kick. Jesaulenko hits the ground first, and the umpire says, "Give it to me."
Jesaulenko made a valiant attempt to mark it, but the umpire was quite right. It did hit the ground first.
Big John Nicholls and Green, but it's Green who gets the ball away for Richmond. Armstrong passes out to Chandler. He handballs to Hopkins. A little bit too much handball for Carlton. They're getting nowhere until it comes back to the centre, where Armstrong is back where he started from. He's going to do a short pass to Nicholls, but Beard, anticipating well, came out in front of Nicholls, lost the ball, but eventually it's Jewell who kicks it up onto the Richmond forward line, where there's lots of danger here for Carlton. Dick Clay, all on his own, looks like, I was going to say pop it through for another one, but off the side of his boot to Eric Moore, and Moore is no more than 20 yards out, and if he puts this through, it's definitely curtains for Carlton.
Well, O'Connell looked to be a bad player there in his screen. He wasn't. He saw Clay going to kick towards goals. He decided to leave his own man, who was Moore, and run into goals to back up. Did everything right, and it was just that it was a bad kick from Clay that caught O'Connell out of position. Moore has got a chance now to put Richmond further ahead. And that's a goal. No worry about that one. It's all over. I reckon you can say it's good night now. Richmond come back for a victory. And how they've ever got up, well, I don't know. I still can't really work out, except by sheer grit and rugged determination. It's the real never say die spirit. Beard is limping badly after that last effort, and he's being moved to a forward pocket where he'll hobble about. Croswell kicks the ball forward. Sheedy could be in the way. Had a touch of it, loses it, goes down, but still controls the ball. Gathers it, punches it to himself, then turns onto his left boot. He beat three of them there, gets applause from the crowds for doing it. Chandler comes out, sidesteps nicely, turns onto his right boot and sends it beautiful pass to Jesaulenko. The only effective forward that Carlton have had all day. There was a quick burst in the first term from Jackson, but he was not sighted since then, and then he's been moved. Here's a chance at Carlton to goal, but no, Owen was there to punch it through for a point. And the difference is 2-1 in Richmond's favour. 108 points to 94 or 95 after that one.
Kicked out onto the half-back line by Richmond. Nobody able to pick up the ball. Eventually gathered in by Richmond's Roger Dean. Kicked up towards the half-forward line. Punched away by Carlton. Wes Lofts in the box seat here. He handballs it over to Chandler. Chandler kicks it down onto the half-forward line. A free kick here given by the umpire.
Can't go Richmond's way, sure.
Oh,
he's kidding.
that come from?
The bloke has moved across. Bond has moved across to bump into Lofts, and Lofts has punched the ball and bumped him. Heck, you're kidding. It's not basketball.
Robertson turns back into the centre for Carlton, kicks it towards centre half forward, where Jewell picks up the ball for Carlton, can't get his kick. Kicked up the ground by Richardson. Royce Hart handballs it over here to Tony Jewell. He's got plenty of time to drive it in towards goal, where Pennell endeavours to mark the ball, can't do so, and it's over the line and out of bounds. Well, it's all over for Carlton.
Time's beaten them. There's over 5 minutes of time on gone. The crowd realise it now. They're moving away from the ground. I don't think there'd be a Richmond supporter amongst them. If they had gone, they would have gone before half-time. There's a chance of Chandler. He couldn't get his kick. The ball's still around about that area. He shepherds for Gill. Gill gets it out looking for Nicholls. Nicholls turns onto his right foot. Then he has to come back to steady to get onto his left foot. Sends it right up the centre of the ground with a big kick. Up goes Sheedy. Didn't quite pull off the mark. Quick to recover, and backing him up is Thomas. Thomas sends it upfield again. Clay flies high. Couldn't mark. This is O'Connell, who came on as a replacement. Gets the ball up to the centre field position again, only to find Richmond's Mike Green. I was going to say marking, but he didn't. He's a front position and should have. He doesn't miss too many. Jewell's pulled away when the ball was balancing on his shoulder, and he gets a free kick. Carlton come forward now. A long kick. Walls is there. Can he mark? No, it's knocked away from him. Nicholls is there, though. He's running towards an open goal. The left footer, and it's through for a goal. 7 minutes of time on gone. 1 goal, 1 the difference.
Not a cheer that time, even though it was a goal. There was hardly a cheer came from the Carlton supporters because they realise that it's too late.
Too late it is. 7 minutes of time on gone. 7 points the difference in Richmond's favour. They lead 108 points to 101. 16-12 to 15-11. But that goal that they were credited with that definitely did not go through, perhaps, who knows? It still could be talked about. There can't be much time left. Stacks on the mill until Green got a chance to clear it out to the open spaces. Richmond coming to attack. Northey battling hard for the ball, so was Hall. Robertson gets mauled, taps the ball out looking for Nicholls. He turns onto his left boot, punches it back to Robertson. He's under the hammer there from Pearden. Loses the ball, it rolls across the line for a throw-in. Right on the centre line, on the members' side of the ground. 7 points the difference. Jones wins a tap down. Here's a chance for Ian Nicholls. A left footer. Upfield. A man in front is Walls. Punts away cleverly though by Barry Richardson. A chance for Carlton here. Alexander couldn't get the run of the ball. Picked up and shot forward by Bond. Right up to the full forward, half forward zone, and the mark is taken by Clay to the delight of the Richmond fans. A short pass looking for Pearden. Pearden's there to take the mark. A fresh man. But too much movement in him at this stage for Ian Robertson, who didn't go down the field with him, but he's tired. He's been on a hot day on a hard ground for 100 minutes, and near enough to damn it for that. Not a good kick from Pearden. Lofts moves into position. It wobbled away from him. He lost control of it. Now Hart gives it across cleverly to Smythe, who kept running when it all seemed lost. A left foot hook, and it's a beauty. Good night, Nurse.
I don't know where all the time on has come in this last quarter, Jim.
There's been quite a few goals kicked. Been quite a few out of bounds. It adds up. Nearly 8 minutes of time on goal.
Well, I think the Carlton players will be feeling like a wet rag now.
They'll be feeling more like it, I suppose, after Barassi gets into the end of the match. I would say that he'll give them a bit of a blast for losing a match that they look to have home to the world at half-time.
Carlton gather in the ball and kick it up towards their forward line where Big Jones can't bring in the ball. Hurst battling for the ball for Carlton. But I'll have it, says umpire Artsad. Ball up at centre half forward for Carlton. Mike Green for Richmond. Handballs it out here to Sheedy. He can't gather it in. Eventually it's Jewell for Carlton. It kicks it up in the air and it's Jesaulenko out on the half-forward flank for Carlton. Too far out to be able to do any damage. There it is.
Final scores at the MCG. A victory for Richmond. 17-12, 114 to Carlton's 15-11, 101. And the Richmond fans are standing to a man almost to applaud their heroes who came from a seemingly hopeless position halfway through the second term.
League Replay was another presentation of the National 9 Network.